What's up, Comic Book Nation? BD here with your top 5 stories from the past 24 hours. Today we have some big DC movie news regarding Batman and Aquaman films. Get excited. All that and much, much more in Comic Book Now. First up, Ben Affleck has finally offered an update on the Batman movie. Very little is known still, aside from the fact that Affleck will write, direct, star in, and executive produce the movie with Joe Manganiello playing the villain as Deathstroke. But now we know Affleck is taking it very seriously. He says, "I'm a real believer in not reverse engineering projects to meet a window or a date, so that's what we're doing." He went on to add, "I'm not in any hurry to jam a mediocre film down the pipe." This is consistent with what Affleck had to say on the set of Justice League when I got to head out to London earlier this year. He wants to make sure the script is in exactly the right place before diving into production. He's working very closely with Jeff Johns on that. Keeping it in the DC Films universe, a new character in the Aquaman movie has been cast, and it's definitely a bit of unexpected news. How about this? Patrick Wilson has officially joined the upcoming DC standalone project as Orm, the Ocean Master? Yeah, that's right. Wilson is playing evil half-brother to Jason Momoa's Arthur Curry in the 2018 film. If you're wondering who Patrick Wilson is and how you know him, well, that's because he's done a few movies with Aquaman director James Wan, such as The Conjuring and Insidious. So that's pretty cool. Next up, jumping over to the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a moment, a lot of fans, including myself, are eager to see Nova appear on the big screen. The character was originally included in the script for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, but was ultimately cut before production began, and it looks like he is going to be on the sidelines for the sequel as well. Here's what James Gunn says: "I don't want Nova right now because I think Quill being the only Earthling is important." He adds, "That serves the entire movie-going audience and not just the handful of Nova fans. I have nothing against Nova in future movies, but it doesn't serve the movie right at this moment." It's a bummer, but I'm sure we will see Nova in the MCU eventually. We will see all those characters, guys, let's be honest. And sticking with movies today, everyone is pretty hyped about that Fate of the Furious trailer. Definitely not its title, though. And we've got some exciting news for fans of the franchise. The upcoming 8-quel will be bringing back a character from Tokyo Drift. It's not Han or Gal Gadot's role. She's a little busy. But that leaves us with one major character that's not a rapper. Lucas Black, played by Sean Boswell, will pop up. He popped up in Furious 7. He'll be back for Fate of the Furious, and his little pop-up in Furious 7 was pretty cool. But in the world of crossover and tie-ins, it's nice to have him back for the movie, especially from a role from a movie which was pretty much forgotten. And finally, before we get to your questions, we have to talk about one of the movies in 2017 that I am most excited about as 2016 comes to a close: War for the Planet of the Apes. Over the weekend, I got to see a lot of exclusive footage in New York City, but also got to catch up with new cast member Steve Zahn to discuss his role as Bad Ape. Check this out. So, Bad Ape, we saw a teaser of him at the showcase, and he's definitely got some damage going on because of his experience with humans, but he's also a key role, it looks like, for Caesar's storyline. What would you say his biggest role is in the movie and his dynamic between the apes that we saw him meeting in that scene?
He's an outsider, and he's kind of like a hill rat. You know, he's been living on his own, so he's really excited to be a part of a group, which is nice and fun and, you know, and light compared to everything you've kind of been through with them in the last 2 movies.
Right.
And he's integral to the story in that he has knowledge of where they're going. They're on a journey, and he's kind of the scout, you
Very
know.
Cool.
And so his information is what, not his. He doesn't have any superpowers.
No, he's not going to put a cape on?
He knows what, you know, what paths to go through.
Right,
He's like the Jeremiah Johnson.
He's also bringing a little touch of humor to this franchise, and I mean, it deals with some very serious issues, and it seems like he's bringing some levity, especially in that campfire scene.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. I mean, it's not like all of a sudden there's comedy.
It doesn't become a comedy, but it's like a new heart, it seems like.
It's just to see a different speed and a you know, a guy who's like this and excited. It's just comes off a little more humorous, I guess, than like. For more from our interview with Steve Zahn and details of the 20th Century Fox Showcase, you can head over to ComicBook.com. Right now, we're going to turn it over to the comment section. I'm seeing the first question here. Kayleen Ram wants to know, how was the Logan movie? Yeah, they showed the first 40 minutes of that same event. Now, I can't give you any spoilers, but I can tell you what I thought about it. It was really awesome. It was already my favorite Wolverine movie, and it's a shame that Hugh Jackman has to go out like this. And it was super R-rated. I mean, it was violent and filled with F-words. Not in a Deadpool manner, but it fit Wolverine. That was my biggest worry, was that we've known this PG-13 Hugh Jackman Wolverine character for 15 years now. How can they just make it R-rated on us like that? And it worked. It did work, and I liked it, and it was violent. It was awesome. And X-23, she steals the show, guys. She's fantastic. So, yeah. Who is Nova? Nova is my favorite
comic book character, really. I mean, there's two versions. You have Richard Rider, who is probably the version we would see in the movies, and you also have Sam Alexander. Rich Rider's been missing for a really long time after him and Star-Lord took out Thanos in a black hole. I think that was in like the 70s, and he's not come back. He's pretty marvelous, stuck to it. But they did reinvent the character with Sam Alexander, Richard Rider's son. I think that was in 2012. It was a fun little run. It kind of tied into the cinematic universe. They used the Chitauri for it, but yeah, he's a space cowboy pretty much. It's pretty cool. What upcoming MCU movie am I most excited for? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, hands down. I mean, if we're talking about 2017, other than that, I think Guardians Volume 2 even has me more excited than Infinity War, and I am super hyped for Infinity War. But next year in general, you got Homecoming and Ragnarok, both look amazing. Black Panther around the corner, we don't know too much about it yet, so it's hard to get too excited. But then Infinity War, I think Guardians right now, though. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, probably my favorite movie of all time. So heading into the sequel, I'm very excited. Will there be a Cloak and Dagger TV series? I'm not sure. I think it's headed to Freeform, was the last I heard. Inhumans, September 2017. That's right. That's going to IMAX first before becoming a series, so that's pretty cool. Is there going to be any mention of Robin in the new Batman movie? That's interesting. I would assume so. I think that the reason they put the Robin suit in Batman vs. Superman was not to just do a little one-off reference. We're going to have to explore that. We're absolutely going to have to get a little backstory of Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne and all that went down, other than the Suicide Squad reference of, Harley Quinn was the accomplice to Robin's murder. Let's get a couple more questions and then we'll wrap it up. Did I get to see the villain from Logan? I'm not sure I can answer that. It was really cool. We saw a lot of characters. We obviously saw Logan in X-23. Yeah, I'm just going to say everything I saw in Logan was really cool. It was a totally fresh take on the character and totally fresh take on everything X-Men. We are going to have a lot of Logan coverage, including an exclusive interview with James Mangold coming up in just a couple weeks. I'm really excited for you guys to see that. Any new DC trailers coming up? We'll end it there. I would think we're going to get something new Wonder Woman soon, but even before that, we'll probably get Justice League. They have 2 movies coming next year. They're both kind of a big deal. But right now, Disney is taking over because they have Rogue One coming out, which our review is up right now. If you want to go read our Star Wars expert Lucas Siegel's review on Rogue One, that's up on ComicBook.com right now. I didn't personally love that movie. He did. But Disney is dominating the trailer game right now, and so is 20th Century Fox. I mean, they released Apes. Universal released Fate of the Furious, and then we had Spider-Man and Guardians all in the span of less than a week. I think Justice League is going to have to counteract that hopefully before the end of the year. If not, it'll be early January. I would expect something. They have been telling me something is coming for a couple weeks now, so be on the lookout for new Justice League stuff is all I can say. I would expect it soon. I see the comment section is still flying by. I love when that happens, but we got to wrap it up. So send me your questions on Twitter, guys, at BrandonDavisBD. I love chatting with you, and make sure you're following Comic Book across social media, at Comic Book on Twitter, and at Comic Book Now on Instagram. See you there, guys.